All right, so talking to everybody now. I know it's kind of hard to tell who I'm talking to. So mañana we have quiz day. All right. I anticipate. I think it's a 40-point quiz, and it is all about reflexive, 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 reflexive. There's some vocab on there, like these guys. All right, and there will be some time if you want to do some Quizlet later this period. That's all the reflexive words: toothbrush, towel, toalla. I don't know what else I have in here. Oh, cepillo. Okay, these guys, we did a lot of acting with those. Your verbs you should know. There are a few words on your vocab that, I didn't act out and we didn't do, but you're supposed to hit those on Quizlet. So there's no way I can kind of incorporate every single word on your vocab list. So make sure that you are always going back through and spending your time on Quizlet as directed. And, there are just a few words on there that we don't hit, but I try to hit kind of the main ones together. Then the other huge part of this is reflexive verbs and how to conjugate them. So we are going to do one last activity here together right now to make sure we're good on our reflexive verbs. Things that you should have turned in, there were 3 textbook assignments kind of from the last week or week and a half. 1 was vocab and 2 were on reflexive. And then, of course, you had your project on reflexive. I've graded some of them, but not all of them. So you can see if I've graded yours or not. I will kind of be working on those today and tomorrow. So that's kind of where we're at. All right. My goal was, what I was thinking was we would do this one last reflexive practice together and then maybe play a vocab game. I was going to do some loteria, some bingo, but I'm not sure. Let's see what our timing is. And I may end up just giving you some time to catch up on some things / work on some Quizlet if you are caught up. Still have quite a few zeros in textbook assignments. And I have people that haven't turned in their daily routine project yet. So I need all that. All right. As of tomorrow, then we're moving on to new stuff. So that's where we're at. We'll see how we do. All right. So to start with, I want to do one more reflexive practice. So maybe let's talk about reflexive real quick, and then I'm going to have you jot down some things. So you can decide either you need an actual piece of paper, or I guess if you would rather type out some sentences. They're real short, but that'll be up to you. All right, so first of all, let's talk about reflexive in general. What does it mean to have a reflexive verb? You can tell me what it looks like or what it means. I need both of those. So somebody want to tell me? What does reflexive mean? What are we talking about? What have we been talking about for like the last 2 weeks?
A verb you do to yourself.
Thanks, Unique. She says a verb that someone does to themselves, right? Like, me seco, I dry myself, or you dry yourself, or he dries himself, or we all dry ourselves after we shower, or they dry themselves. So it has to be something that someone does to themselves, for themselves. And what does it look like? How can I tell from looking at a verb that it's reflexive? Jacob? Yeah, it has that say, right? And then the say can change. It has to change. Like in the yo form, it changes to a, can I get a quick hand? What does it change to? In the yo form, the say changes to a, go ahead, Sylvia, what? May. Okay, let's do the rest of these. Let me get some quick hands. In the to form, the say changes to a te. Good. In the aya form and in the ayos form, it stays as a say, so we don't need to change it. And then what happens in nosotros? If we're talking about ourselves, it becomes a nos. Good. All right. So that's what we're talking about. All right. So what I would like to do is show you a couple slides, and I want you to jot down the sentence. So necesitan papel, if you want to jot these down real quick. That's what I would do, just jot them. If you really want to, I guess you could type them, but I would just jot them real quick. All right, so you don't really need to do anything. I will share my screen with you and pull it up myself here in just a second, and let's see if we got these. It is under your current lesson if you want to look at it later, but I'll just share it with you right now. All right, so while I'm pulling this up, you should be getting out saquen una hoja de papel. Coming up, okay. And Let's move that out of the way. And let's start our section. Sharing is paused. Why? Why are you paused? All right, Zoom friends, can you see that? Somebody just unmute real quick and tell me if you can see it. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. It says, que hacen las personas? So what are these guys doing? You guys can see it. Let me turn off the light. All right, so I'm going to give you the verb. I'm going to give you the L, the A, or whatever, and I want you to just jot down what that sentence would look like. These are super short sentences, like he brushes his teeth, or she wakes up. All right, so it's just, can you conjugate the verb? A few of you did not conjugate verbs on your project. So if I've graded it and I said conjugate your verbs, you can return it in. Or if I haven't graded it and you know you didn't do it like we're about to do it, then just redo it. All right, resubmit it and I'll see that you've resubmitted it. Okay, so here we go. So I want you to do L form of lavarse las manos. So I basically want you to say he washes his hands. All right, so I want you to write down the word he. Might as well write down the he. Then I want you to think about what you do with this verb. All right, and I'll talk you through it because it's the first one. Okay, so that say is going to go in front of your verb, right? And then you have to decide, is it going to be a may, a te, a say, or a nos? Well, since it's in the he form, what's it going to be? Just say it. It's in the he form, it's going to be what? Say. And then you just have this AR verb, so put it in the he form, right? O, as, a, almost on. And then add las manos. All right, see if we can put it together. If you are having trouble and you have a packet, feel free to get your packet out. It's the probably third to last page are all your notes on Reflexive. All right, feel free to get this out. If you're at home and you have a packet, get out your packet. It's the third to last page and you've got notes on this, right? This would be an excellent thing to review before your quiz tomorrow. It talks you through everything. And then you've got this verb chart. I don't know if you did the verb chart on paper, but if you did the verb chart on paper, you've got that here too. If not, you have it on your computer somewhere. So happy for you to get out your notes so you can look at it. Probably the second page of notes, like on the back, is where there's an example of this exact verb. All right. And if you didn't come into school and you don't have the packet, you should still have your reflexive notes somewhere. So look at them. They are also dumped under class resources. So I'm trying to get you so many different ways to access your notes that there's no excuse for you not being able to access your notes when you need them. All right, so either the packet or you wrote out your verb chart or check under class resources. All right, have I given us enough time? Somebody want to get a quick point here for telling me how to say he washes his hands? Oh, hold on, somebody's trying to get on. Let me let them in real quick. Victoria. All right, back to sharing, hold on. All right, so he washes his hands. Who's got it? I'll pause you for a minute. Go ahead, Haley, you want to try it? Perfecto. All right, so I will write it on the board. I know some of you, those of you at home can't see it, but I'll say it again, and then I'll show you at the end. So se lava, and then you can add on, I'm not even gonna write the rest of it, las manos. All right, you can put the L in front, not a problem, but make sure your verb says se lava, he washes. Did we get that? Yeah? Okay, so here comes my next one. If you didn't get that one, get the next one. There we go, numero dos. All right, I wake up is what I want this to say. Now, I did put a little star there because I'm reminding you that's a stem changer. Okay? If you don't remember the stem change, two places you can look. Number one is on the front side of your notes. It lists what the stem change is. Or perhaps on your verb chart, it's the last verb on there, so you do have that somewhere. Okay? Or you just recreate it. So again, think about where the say is going to go in front. It's in the yo form, so it's going to change into something. Then you've got this AR verb. If there are two E's, which one do you stem change? The second one, okay, so this is the one you're looking to stem change, the second E. And somebody that's looking at their notes, what is that stem change? Let me just say it. What is it? E to IE. Good. So that E should be changed into an IE, unless it's nosotros, which it's not. All right, so do your best to conjugate that verb. Let's check yourself. See if you'll be able to do this on my quiz tomorrow. All right, final answers and we'll check them. All righty, looking for a volunteer. Happy to take one in person or online. You got your hand up, raise it up for me. All right, Jacob, go for it. It sure is. All right. So I will write that out if you're here so you can see it. I'll spell it if not. So you've got May, M-E, and then your word is despierto, right? It's D-E-S if you're online, P-I-E-R-T-O, despierto. I wake up. Remember, you're desperate to stay asleep, but you have to wake up. All right, we ready for trace? Here it comes. All right, I want you to say, we brush our teeth. We brush our teeth. What would that look like? It's just a regular AR verb. No stem changing. Put it in the we form. Looking for a volunteer, maybe who hasn't gone yet today. Get yourself a point. Nick, I'll get you 1 second. All right, Nick, go for it. Sorry, say it one more time. Okay, you're super close. You got the nose part. Sepi. Now, what's my ending for we? What's my ending going to be for we? I feel like you gave me the two. Oh, as, amos. There it is. All right. Nos cepillamos los dientes. Nos cepillamos los dientes. Sound okay? We getting these? All right. Let me see. I don't even know what. I guess I didn't share that. All right. Next up. Ellos ducharse. Tell me they shower. They shower. They shower. Nothing fancy about that one. Nothing irregular, just a basic they shower. All right, are you voluntario? Anybody hasn't gone yet? Want to go? Uh-huh. So we got ellos se duchan with an A-N at the end. Se duchan. Did you get it? Am I okay? All righty, dos más. This is kind of the last regular one. Then I got one with two verbs. All right. So To form, I've got ponerse la ropa or vestirse. Okay, either verb works because they both mean to put on clothes and to get dressed. If you're feeling it, do both. Right? If not, just pick one. I will tell you, I should have put a little star here. This guy's a little stem changer. So make sure you note that stem change if you're trying to do the second one. Again, you can see the stem change right on here or on your verb chart. I would expect you to recognize those three. There's three: despertarse, vestirse, and acostarse. All three of those are fair game for your quiz. I won't do any other stem changers. All right, so I'll need 2 volunteers here because I want one person to literally tell me you put on your clothes, and then the other person can tell me you get dressed. All right, looking for my online friends. Feel like you guys have been a little quiet. Victoria, is your hand up? I see it up. I don't know if it's for this or something else.
Yeah. Te vistes?
Probably. I just didn't hear you. Say it one more time. Just say it a little louder, Victoria. I think you probably had it right. I just didn't quite hear it. And now she's gone. Victoria, are you still there?
Yeah, I put it in the chat since you couldn't hear me.
Oh, okay. I can't actually hear you now, but I'll look again. Okay. Yeah, you got it right. Te vistes. I thought you said it. I just couldn't quite hear it. All right. So if you use the second verb, we've got te vistes, right? So it's in the to form. Now you'll notice it's an IR verb. So instead of amos and on and we've got the ES, and then that E changed to an I. So if you didn't do that one, jot it down. Now you have it, right? Te vistes, V-I-S-T-E-S if you're online. V-I-S-T-E-S. All right, somebody else want to tell me you put on your clothes. Somebody want to use the ponerse one for me? What's that going to look like? You put on your clothes. But he hasn't gone yet. I think only a couple of you haven't gone yet. Want it, Vanessa? Want it, Lisa? Jemiah? Got that one? You must have a slippery one. All right, who wants it? Who wants it? Anybody online want it? You put on your clothes. I feel like Unique, you're trying to talk, so I'll give you a point. It's all jumbled. You want to try it one more time? You're probably right. I'm going to have Charles also say it.
What's the question?
Okay, so your other choice would be te pones, and you have to include the word la ropa. All right, so te pones, just make sure it's an ER verb, so you have the ES there. Te pones la ropa. All right, what do you think? Okay. All right, last one, here's what I did. 2 verbs, 2 options. So this one's a little bit different. Okay, I want you to say, I'm going to go to bed. So therefore, we have 2 options of where we put that little reflexive pronoun. So I don't even mind, maybe we do this one together. So I'm going to go to bed. What's the word for I'm going? Yo. Say it one more time, Liza. Yo voy. Okay. So I'm going to start with yo voy. Now I've got my verb acostarse, reminding you to go to bed because we see the stars. Acostar. And now instead of putting a say on the end, because it's I'm going to put myself to bed, what goes on the end? Put it in the yo form. So instead of a say, it's going to change to a may. There. All right. So yo voy a acostarme. I'm going to go to bed. So just a little reminder, if you have 2 verbs, you conjugate the first one, not the second one. You can put that little may on the end, or we'll give you the second option here in a second. Okay, so I'd like you to probably have both. Voy a acostarme, or anybody remember where the other little me can go? Attached to the second, or do you not see? Is it because of this? Remember? Anybody remember? You can flip around in front. So you can say me voy a acostar. So those are your two options. All right, I'll leave that there for a second. What I'll do, Zoom friends, is here in a second, I will unshare, and then I'll make sure you can see the board if you want to check your answers. All right, can I put this back up, Charles? Is that okay? All right, so here's what I'm going to do. Let me back that up. Turn off the light here. Make sure you can see it here. All right, so this is for my Zoom friends here. If you need to check anything, I think hopefully you can see that. All right, any questions in here? How'd those go? You feel like you can do that? If you didn't do that on your project, like I said, let's make sure I'll give you a little time here shortly to go back and clean up anything that needs cleaning up, all right? Okay, everybody on Zoom, can you see these to check okay?
Yes.
Okay, anybody have a question on anything? Move that down. All right, so let's see where we're at on time. We have, what, a half hour? All right, so originally what I wanted to do was play some bingo, all right? I also want to give you some time to work. I don't know how much time you need. So, oh, I don't know. All right, maybe we'll start out with giving you some time and I don't know. We'll start out with giving you some time and then we'll reevaluate in about 15 minutes. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. Whether you are on Zoom at home or whether you are in front of me. All right, here is my concern. My concern is a lot of you still have zeros on your textbook assignments. And also, either you need to fix something up on your Rutina Diaria or you haven't turned that in yet. So why don't we take about 15 minutes to see if we can get some work done. So that means if you're on Zoom, I don't want you to leave because we may come back together. We'll redecide, we'll reevaluate in about 15 minutes. But here's what I want you to do. I do not want you to waste your time. All right, I want you to go to your textbook assignments and I want you to see if you have done the last three. All right, there are again a lot of zeros here. So I want you to use this time to get them done. Now remember, for full credit, you have to get a 70%. All right, if you have a reasonable percent, you have half credit. If you have like 5%, I've still probably not given you maybe more than 2 points. Now, sometimes what people do is they start something and they don't finish it. So if you go to your textbook, and you can be going while we're talking right now, and you have things that say are in progress, you need to check your in progress tab, because if you've started something and not finished it, you have a 2 out of 10, which is not very many points. So click on it and finish it so that you can submit it for more points. All right, I'm going to go over the 3 things that are fair game that I will still give you points on. All right, so actually I'll pull it up too, so I can make sure you have the exact name. So everybody should be going to your textbook right now. If you are not on your textbook, go to it. Let's just check it all together because very few of you have done all 3 of these things. All right, so once you get there, let me tell you the 3 that are still I'm looking at for points are the most recent 3. The first one is dated 10/16. It says instant check. Capítulo 2A, 2A, vocabulario and uso. All right, if I look at your class, I see a whopping half of you have done this. Okay, 18 out of 32, that's not great. All right, and the ones that have done it, if it's in progress, you've only gotten 2 points, and if you didn't get a 70, you probably got at least maybe half credit. So I want you to look at that one. Then there's an instant check reflexive verbs from 1020. All right, also worth 10 points. And then there's the guided grammar that we started, I think we tried to do together on Friday. Slightly more, no, actually not even more of you have done it. Still 18 out of 32. So just over half. So those are the 3 that I want you to focus on. I would just go back in order, do the vocab first, then the instant check, then the guided grammar. Again, check under new assignments or in progress, because if you started it, you don't have very many points. If you turned it in and you got 0%, you still probably have 2 points. So redo it. Ideally, 70% is your goal. All right, so let's work on those. If those are complete, then you can work on your project, clean up your project, turn in your project. I don't know. And let's talk in 10, 15 minutes and let's see where we're at. If you have questions, you can screen share your screen and I can look at it. Obviously, if you're in class, I can do a little walkthrough and help. So let's use our time to try and get some more grades in. All right? Okay. Anybody on Zoom have a quick question for me before I walk around my room? Okay, use your time, use your time. I can't do anything more than give you time and tell you what you need to work on. So go work on it.